people, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then I'm just going to introduce myself quickly. So I'm Mirjam and I've been a victim in a motorbike accident where I open fractured my legs. I fractured my lower back as well and my neck as well, and I had severe brain injuries. So if you're related, please keep watching. And I will put my social media links here where you can follow me. I created this group called External Fixator and PRECICE nail patients, which is an open group, so you can join anytime. And also I got the page as well, which called External Fixator patient. So today I'm going to talk about the fat transfer. Not like I didn't talk about it before, but that was actually the last surgery, so for me it was memorable, absolutely memorable thing. So the fat transfer is not a liposuction, as my doctor explained it to me as well, because I believed it was a liposuction, but it was not. So fat transfer is when you transfer fat from one part of your body to another part of your body, and then you take the amount just how much you need it for the other part of your body. Liposuction is when you reduce the fat from your belly. I've got a flat stomach not because I had liposuction. So yeah, so this fat transfer, it was the goal with it was to prevent the scars, which I had it from the external fixators, because the needles were inserted into my bone and it went quite deep, and it was there for 9 months. So it left a big deep scars. So they injected the fat there, and also I used to have a bigger gap in my medial side of my right ankle. So they tried to reduce discrepancy as well. In this surgery, that was the two things that the surgeon did. So the first fat transfer I had, it was with local anesthetic, and I had the tranquilizer as well. Then for the second one, I asked for general anesthetic because the experience was not really good for me, because I could hear things and I had like weird sensation when they were pulling and pushing things, and I didn't really like it. So I asked for general anesthetic, but the third one was a local anesthetic. But the tranquilizer, they couldn't inject in my veins. So what I understood there, I went to the theater and then I lay down. They started to sanitize my legs, and that is a time when people usually get tranquilizer, or actually was like in my case it was like this. I think what happened, because I wouldn't think that they would on purpose, they would not give me tranquilizer when I asked for it. So I think what happened, they tried to give me the tranquilizer to put the injection in, but my veins disappeared. The anesthetic doctor was with me and he was talking to me all the time, but because I didn't get it, and then I was very anxious and I was very scared. I didn't feel pain because it was obviously numb, but I kind of felt like they were pulling and pushing the thing. So it was like very, well, it was very shocking. And they injected my legs as well, and the right leg, they actually cut the skin and then they pulled it up a little bit, upper, so the gap would be smaller. Well, surgery was absolutely fine and successful, although because I was very scared. I was probably the whole time, I'm not quite sure about that, but probably the whole time I was screaming, shouting the nurses and the doctors as well. That was not cool, but well, I just couldn't help myself. I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry about that. So after that, when I went to visit the doctor to remove the stitching, he suggested me to stop all this plastic surgery. He can do a couple of more surgeries to make it more even, but he said it doesn't really make sense to do. So I was actually relieved, because it was the last surgery and I was waiting for that so long, and I didn't really realize that it would affect my life I thought the plastic surgery is just a small thing and it's not a big deal. But I count my recovery from that plastic surgery, from the last surgery. So the recovery here was like the previous one as well. It was 2 weeks. It was absolutely fine. But when I went back to work after 2 weeks, I had this thing which actually changed my life. So because my right leg was partially amputated, that's how they put it back, so I lost one artery there. I've got only one at the back, so yeah, the posterior one. And also the nerves are going a little bit different there, how they put it back together. Some part of my foot I don't feel, some part of it's like a little bit numb, the other part is absolutely fine, and the sensations on my foot, on my right foot, is a weird thing. I still have got this effect after that, but I'm absolutely fine with it, and it depends on the intensity of the activity I do. So what happened, I went back to work, and because it requires a lot of walking and standing all day, the first shift, after 1 hour being up and walking all the time, I couldn't feel my right foot. It was completely numb, and I got really scared that what's happening, I'm going to lose it, like in the future, or what is going on. But it was kind of like a call from life as well, because I had to change. I had to change the environment I'm working, I had to change everything. So at the end I got to the conclusion that I had to resign after 10 years at that job. At the same time I already started school, and then I went back to dance in the weekends, and I had regular places there. So I think it was a good decision then. So that was the topic today, and it actually was the last video about surgeries. And in the next video I will share with you how our life is now after a full recovery. So thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video next week. Bye now.